sells paletas. Raquel has a little brother and a Pomeranian rescue named Luzita.
Okay.
While attending a family reunion in New England, she visits Mount Bedford, where her great-great-grandmother, Samantha Parkington, lived as a girl, and she discovers Samantha's diary. A journaler herself, Raquel writes about her family travels, DJing in a talent show, playing pickleball, and getting ready for a family wedding. God,
what 10-year-old is playing
pickleball out of here?
Like, that's the most ridiculous thing about this newly Mexican-American lineage. Like, what 10-year-old is playing pickleball?
A great question. What 10-year-old is describing the time she and her cousin helped save a stranded dolphin and her calf?
How?
And lives in Kansas City.
How in Kansas City can you do
She must have been
that?
on vacation.
How can you afford vacations? Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Okay
You can
out there.
sell an original Samantha doll for $7,000. I've been looking at my Beanie Babies as my...
Do you have an
yes, I
original?
have an original Samantha
Oh,
doll.
come on, let's get that money.
And she's in a box.
Mama needs some new shoes.
Mama needs to pay a mortgage and other less fun things than new shoes, but sure. That's fascinating.
How many American Girl dolls do you have?
Only Samantha.
Only Samantha?
I only got one American Girl doll in my life.
Why the accent?
I don't know. I decided to go into my poor, distraught, downtrodden only child life where I had but one American Girl.
Okay.
She's the only one I wanted.
All right.
I had these other dolls that I was into.
What other dolls?
I was really into Groovy Girls,
Okay.
which were like plush dolls.
Okay.
And then I was really into the Magic Attic
I'm
dolls.
not familiar with those.
They were based on books where these girls would like go into this magic attic and then they would become the job of a book they read.
Okay.
So like you had an astronaut. I was only interested in the movie star.
Okay.
Her name was Heather. She had a boa.
What was the song?
The song was, what was the song? Oh, it's one of my favorite Juice WRLD songs. Life's a Mess, Juice WRLD and Halsey. Came out in 2020. It's a keeper. It's a good song.
Okay.
I even added it to my old songs I forgot about but want to listen to more playlist.
What a terrible playlist.
Sorry I didn't listen to Chris Brown in honor of your upcoming weekend. Do you know how expensive Breezy Bowl tickets are here in Memphis?
I couldn't care any less.
$450.
To sit where?
Up top.
Oh.
Up top. What's up, everybody? It is Friday, September 19th. We made it to the end of the week. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, an entertaining night in sports last night. A big weekend ahead. We'll do our RAGGOWs, our games of the weekend coming up. Memphis has their biggest game in a minute. When Arkansas comes to town, Whitaker is going to join us. Teresa Walker is going to join us. We'll get her thoughts on the Titans in week 3 in the NFL. We'll do a little Music Friday, new Cardi, new Miley, new Raye. It is a Friday. You know what we say. Everybody's waiting for the weekend.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for? The boy is mine.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go! Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
We're really just, I was really looking at the success that Memphis has, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this feeling. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, I have it my way. I deserve this feeling. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? It is Friday, TGIF. We made it to the end of the week. Busy show ahead. Ling Whitaker will join us. Teresa Walker joining us on a Friday because she was a little busy on a Thursday.
Joining us.
Yeah.
I was like, there's another guest coming on.
Yeah.
And
It's Teresa. How
No.
dare you?
I forgot Lang. It was Friday
Oh,
and Lang.
Lang,
That's why
Teresa.
I was confused.
It's been a week.
It's
been a long week. It's okay. We've made it to Friday. Fun weekend ahead. Hell of a night last night on my television before we jump into everything that's coming up this weekend. Bills Dolphins, a little more entertaining than expected, a little more interesting. Found myself thinking maybe that Dolphins team meeting through 2 weeks had a little oomph to it, and then the Bills ended up winning anyway, and the Dolphins are 0-3, and they're 0-3 for the first time since 2019. The Bills do not lose on Thursday Night Football, or I should say Josh Allen specifically does not lose on Thursday Night Football, and Josh Allen does not lose to the Bills. Much like the streak that we talked about with Dak Prescott over the Giants, Josh Allen has won 13 straight against the Miami Dolphins. So that happened. In the midst of that, another wildly entertaining night of WNBA playoff action, where once again we had not one but 2 insane down to the wire finishes. Claps all around for how thrilling the 1-1-1 format has been, and now we get a Fever upset over the Dream in the Fever Dream series of the first round, and we got the Aces beating the Storm last night. CJ, did you see the end of Aces Storm?
I don't know what the hell is going on with my recording.
You didn't see the end?
No.
Let me play it out for you. So you know, I would assume, that Jackie Young had a tip-in for the Aces that ultimately ends up being the game winner for Las Vegas. So roll the video, Jalen, because the Storm get the ball back, 12.4 seconds on the clock, trying to make something happen on the road to get the upset. Ultimately, Erica Wheeler gets a shot from the free throw line, no good. But the Storm get the ball back, and it's Gabby Williams, and oh, God.
Did it go in?
You'll never know.
Did it go in?
We'll never know.
Was it made?
You'll never know the answer to that. Lights out. I guess Aces win. I assume Aces win.
What?
I mean, just an absurd ending to a playoff game. And yes, ultimately the shot did not go in. But the idea that you have this Gabby Williams opportunity and the lights just say, no, Aces win, Aces advance, lights out, Storm, go home. Hell of a way to say, you lost. Lights are out, take the ball, go home, or don't take the ball because your season is over. The Aces advance. Ball in the air. Like, I know the Aces do this at their arena. This is a thing. They turn the lights off at the end. The smoke comes out. It's a real dramatic finish.
Do it immediately?
The ball ball was still in the air,
Like,
man.
you gotta wait.
Like whoever,
The horn hadn't sounded.
quick trigger fingers up there in whatever
My God.
area decides to flip the lights off, because you gotta wait just 1 second, just a second of a second. Now, the only thing I could think of was perhaps it is like rigged for some reason. Not that the playoffs are rigged, but the system where when it zeroes on the clock, the lights go out. But you got to fix that, because you got to see. If that shot had gone in, it would have been really awkward for the Aces and all people involved, because then the Storm would have been celebrating in the way the Aces were supposed to celebrating. Anyway, Aces are heading to their 7th straight WNBA semifinals. A'ja Wilson had another insane night, another 30-plus point game with 38 points to tie a playoff career high on a day where she was named the co-defensive player of the year with Alanna Smith from the Minnesota Lynx. They share the title. First time that has ever happened in WNBA history. CJ, your seem to tell me how you feel about this matter, but what do you think?
Don't like that.
You don't like the co-defensive players of the year.
That. Don't like co-award winners. Pick one. Find a way to pick one.
Why do you think we feel so strongly? And like, for whatever reason, when sharing occurs, and it's not like we see this regularly in sports, but just in life, if two people get something, it makes it less valuable. My brain, I really don't care. I'm not going to sit here and lie and like shake my fist and say, man, this really made me angry yesterday, because you can obviously make a case for both A'ja Wilson and Alanna Smith for being Defensive Player of the Year, and that's how they end up being co-Defensive Players of the Year. But we are so conditioned as a society to see something be named co, and we're like, nope, that cheapens this award. I'm not going to stand for that. It's a bizarre thing we do in sports, but it certainly is something we do in sports. And I saw immediately people say, we better not be doing this with MVP.
Oh, you can't.
We better not be giving A'ja 2 co's.
Immediately, the thought went to MVP. I'm trying to think of the last MVP or last award that I can remember where there was a co, and it was that year Peyton Manning robbed Steve McNair of his MVP, his rightful MVP. Steve McNair should have been the MVP in the NFL. It should not have been co-MVP with Peyton Manning. And that's the last time I can think of one. I remember then thinking, like, why are we doing this? No, like, find a way to pick one.
A'ja Wilson this season, first in the league in blocks, defensive rebounds, defensive win shares. Smith, best defender on the best defensive team this year in the WNBA, led in defensive rating and second in stocks. But I agree. You got to pick. Traditionally, you got to pick one. Bam Adebayo, who is obviously just a very good friend of A'ja Wilson, nothing less, nothing more. He put out a graphic, I think it was on Threads, where it's the picture of A'ja Wilson like pointing down at the stat sheet. And he's like, can somebody explain co to me right now? Bam Adebayo wants to know. The rest of the people want to know. But ultimately, the Aces advance, and it was very funny watching A'ja Wilson in real time learn who the Aces were going to play in the next round, because I think the assumption was that it was absolutely going to be the Atlanta Dream, but it's the Fever. And in the post-game interview for A'ja Wilson, you see it register. Like, she's asked about the upcoming matchup against the Fever, and she just goes, oh, I didn't see the game. And it's like, well, congratulations. You are playing the Indiana Fever, who upset the Dream 87-85. Crazy game. Crazy good game from the jump. High scoring first quarter. They were going back and forth. The end ends up being crazy, where Aaliyah Boston hit the go-ahead with 7 seconds left off a really nice pass from Odyssey Sims. So the Fever just needed a stop. And luckily for the Fever, the Dream got in their own way over and over and over. They couldn't inbound the ball. Like, Ryan Howard struggled to inbound the ball.
Because it was a bad play.
Not one, not two.
It was a bad play.
3 times in a row, CJ.
Play. They were bad
3
plays
times in a row.
all 3
yes.
times. Every single time. You do not make the pass into the post from directly out of bounds, especially when somebody's on the ball. I'm fine if you decide, hey, you know what? We want to get Bree Jones. We want to get Jones the ball on the block. Fine by me. She was having a pretty good game up until late in that contest, where they're up and she just randomly throws the ball out of bounds. There's a miscommunication between her and Ryan Howard. And then the very next play, the Fever come down. It's a loose ball situation. She dives on the floor. Love the hustle. But when she gets back up, she's kind of lost in no man's land. You know you're guarding Aaliyah Boston. I know where Leah Boston is going to be on the play. She's going to be somewhere around the basket. Like, she's here.
One would think.
So just run to the basket. She doesn't. She's up looking around trying to figure out where to go. Live pass comes to Leah Boston. Great hands, great finish on her part for the Fever to get the 1-point lead in that situation. And then it becomes, okay, let's take the ball out of bounds. All right, so we're going to call a timeout. Cool, I'm fine with that. The second time, get the ball. Ryan Howard should be taking the ball out. Get the ball to Alicia Gray. Clear everybody else out. Then you can have Jones on the block. Give it to her quickly, and she has to know, hey, I've got to turn and I've got to go. I don't have 7 seconds on the clock. They're going to be coming with a double team. I've got to turn strong, go to the rim, go up strong, and finish. You can't be trying to make the post pass, the post insertion pass from the baseline. That's just not a good offensive play. And they were the better team the entirety of that game.
Yeah.
They were the better team, and they lost.
Guess what the Fever don't care about if you're the better team? No. The Indiana Fever are remarkable. The Indiana Fever are one of the best stories we'll have in sports this year. And this was the end of the game, the last attempt from the Dream to get it in. And you're going to have a real hustle play from Lexi Hull with the steal. I thought the Fever might have messed up here because they end up fouling Odyssey Sims with time still on the clock. And Odyssey Sims goes 1 of 2 at the line, and the Dream had an opportunity. I thought she should have just thrown the ball in the air. Get it out, don't get fouled, game over. But the Fever end up winning this game. And truly, like, the Indiana Fever had no business winning a playoff series this year, had no business advancing to the semifinals for the first time in a decade. And yet, here they are, eliminating the Atlanta Dream in Atlanta without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, without Sid Colson, without Erin McDonald, without Chloe Bibby. The hospital squad is on the bench, and yet the Indiana Fever are into the semifinals of the WNBA playoffs, and you have Aaliyah Boston stepping up, especially in the second half of last night's game, just battling down low. And a lot of that as a result of they changed their defensive coverage on Kelsey Mitchell, who was explosive in the first half with 19 points. And dare I say, Kelsey Mitchell, I know she wasn't officially in the real MVP race, but played like an MVP this season for the Indiana Fever after all of those injuries occurred. You have Lexi Hull's hustle. You had Brianna Turner, who was low-key the sneakiest, most important player in that game last night. And then the coaching of Stephanie White. Like, she is working with a 9-woman rotation, and 5 of those players did not even touch the court the last time the Fever played the Dream during the regular season, and 3 of those players weren't even on the team. Like, I cannot say it enough. The Indiana Fever should not be here. They continue to be here. They battle. They're resilient. It's wildly impressive. Caitlin Clark wore the black Air Force Ones again. They had one of those forces lifted in the air like a beacon of hope, and now they'll face the Aces. And never count out this Fever team. And, like, please don't come for me, Fever fans. I can't handle it at the end of this week. I'm not interested. We need Aces links. We need Aces links in the final so bad. And I know that requires the links on the other side to get through either the Liberty or the Mercury, most likely the Mercury. The Mercury. I never speak in definitives. I said the Bills were going to beat the Dolphins by 40 last night, and look how that turned out. The Bills' defense, not exactly on trend of that decision, that declaration that I made. But I want Aces links so bad.
Just good basketball. Just good basketball. Just give it to me, and I think we'll be getting that. And we've gotten that so far throughout the entirety of the regular season and throughout most of the games in the playoffs. You stop and think about not just close, but 1 point, 1 possession type games we've gotten already in the first round of these here playoffs. Hell, we had a game go to overtime on Sunday when the Mercury and the Liberty played one another. So it's been a lot of good, close, competitive, intense, passionate basketball being played, and I hope to continue to see that. And it's going to be interesting to see the Fever and the Aces. I feel like Asia is a mentor of sorts to Aaliyah Boston, so seeing that matchup particularly play out on the court is going to be fun. And then seeing if the Fever have anything, truthfully, anything for what Asia Wilson is capable of doing.
Has anyone?
I don't think so. Maybe the Lynx, right? Like that's it.
Right.
Just the
because
Lynx.
they have a co-MVP in Nafisa Collier and a co-defensive player of the year in Atlanta Smith.
Co-MVPs. But yeah, so it's going to be fun. It sets up for a storyline, a matchup with some interesting storylines already, and I think it's going to be pretty good basketball being played by at least one of those, the Aces. I fear the Fever's magical run is running out. I would expect them to get swept expeditiously up out of this thing from this point forward. But hey,
don't expect it.
Kelsey Mitchell's out there balling. Leah Boston is still there. They've got the
Odyssey Sims is point guard
Sims
number
is running the
5,
system real well. Like
Turner's,
they've got Hull is still out there, right? Like they've got pieces around who have playoff experience, who are veterans, who aren't going to shrink from big moments because they've played in big moments. It's just there's something special about what this Aces team is doing right now. Tip of the cap to both the Dream and the Storm.
Yes.
You said that the Dream were done 1 game, 2 games into the season.
It's a hot take for a reason.
And you look up, and this is a team who should have won that game and who should have
a 30-win
advanced.
team who should have won the game, but they came up against the Fever.
My vote. No disrespect to anybody. My vote for Coach of the Year up until that point last night. So yeah, like no disrespect to them. Tip of the cap. Good job. That environment looked really, really fun. They were trying to talk to the coach of the Dream right after halftime. You know how the W does it. They got the coaches mic'd up, and he couldn't hear them because of how loud that crowd was, which is a testament to them showing up and showing out.
They play in such a small arena.
Yeah. You want them to get a bigger one?
Yes.
Okay.
You look at like the true home court, like what felt like undeniable home court advantage in the playoffs through this first round. Obviously, Gainbridge Fieldhouse is insane. I actually think the Storm's home crowd is pretty up there. The Valkyries' home crowd felt like it almost willed them into winning a game. The Aces fans always show up. And I'm not saying the Dream fan didn't show up. I just think it's it feels like a different environment. It feels small. And at this point, the league is bigger than their arena allows for them to play. And I'm not trying to come for I love their court. I love the font on the middle of it and all that. But anyway, our chat question of the day, if you are joining us live, which of these games are you most looking forward to this weekend? The early returns, Memphis versus Arkansas with a nice 69% of the vote. Fever Aces, 22% of the vote. Eagles Rams, 9% of the vote. Miami, Florida. I don't even know how CJ put that on the list. All you want to do is watch DJ Lagway suffer. That's all you're interested in. We'll ask Lang Whitaker's opinion on what his game of the weekend is coming up. He was at the Grand Canyon last weekend. We'll get his take on all that and more after a quick break.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. It is Friday. That means it is time to catch up with Lang Whitaker. He joins us in studio. Welcome back, Lang.
Thank you.
You've been back all week.
I've been back for a few days, yeah.
But we haven't had a chance to catch up. What ended up being the best thing from your trip out west?
Grand Canyon was really cool, but it's a little like kind of one note, you know?
Okay. Explain.
Like when you see it, you see it.
But isn't it remarkable?
Oh, it's incredible.
Okay.
It's almost like beyond description how cool it is. But
wow, you're butting the Grand Canyon.
You look at it and you're like, all right, amazing.
Now
I got it.
I'm ignorant on the area surrounding the Grand Canyon. Is it a Grand Canyon National Park?
Yeah, it's a national
park. So can you hike other areas that you guys did not go to?
Well, no, I mean, we did go to other areas.
Okay.
They're like, hey, if you drive, 15 minutes this way, there's Lookout Point or whatever.
Okay.
So we drive down there, and it's kind of like, hey, it's the Grand Canyon from another angle.
But can you get down?
Yeah,
into
I think
the
you
canyon?
can. You have to either ride a mule or you can. But it takes like days to get to the bottom of the thing. Okay. I thought a lot about like who was the first person who found the Grand Canyon. Can you imagine like some dude just like walking through the woods, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, like,
where did this come from?
Wow,
because it's a remarkable.
Just occurrence?
Sight. Yeah. I mean, I think about this often when people saw something for the first time and how confused you would be if you were, especially that area of the country. There's a lot of, I'm not talking about the mountainous regions, but the more desert-based
regions. But right around the Grand
regions,
Canyon, it becomes like foresty. And we also camped out for a night there. We stayed in a tent, like a nice tent.
Okay.
And
you glamped?
Yeah, I had to like make a fire in the tent to keep us warm that night. My wife thought I was gonna like give us all asphyxiation. Yeah. She actually called the front desk and made them
to make sure everything was
I was
okay.
doing it right. I was like, I know it's fine. But mainly the Grand Canyon, I was trying to watch Georgia, Tennessee on my phone.
I think we need to have a come to Jesus moment about this.
Well, it turns out you don't get a very good signal at the Grand Canyon.
And that's okay. Can you miss a game?
The game was good. Actually, I was fine with missing the game.
Okay.
And
but
Georgia
then you
got
knew it was
down.
good.
Well, once they started, and I actually multiple times was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm not going to watch. And I quit the app on my phone and was like, let me look again at this hole. And I sat there and started looking, and all of a sudden my phone starts dinging.
Buzzing.
Odds couple group chat. Other friends of mine, dogs. And I'm like, what has happened? Something is happening. Oh my gosh, this kicker. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I got to see what's happening. So there's a little FOMO there, but I'm okay with missing it sometimes. Mm-hmm. But once I knew something was happening, I wanted to know what was happening.
That's fair. Natural curiosity.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Well, the other great thing in Vegas was Sphere. We talked about it before I went. I actually sent Jalen some clips of what it was like inside there.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Like totally worth. It was $150 a ticket to go see
Wizard of Oz at the Sphere.
A movie you've seen 100 times.
Yes.
It was awesome. It's. I didn't realize how big that thing is. Like it seats 20,000.
Oh yes. So when we went, we did the nature documentary,
Oh, yeah.
which is about
the Darren Aronofsky
I
one
think
or
it's
whatever?
$60.
Yeah.
Yes, CJ.
Where'd you send it, Lane?
To Jalen.
You sent it to his Slack.
Yeah.
Can we show something inside the
It's fine.
sphere with the Wizard of Oz on it?
As long as there's no music.
I'm sure we can, as long as there's no
music, no
But
audio.
we're scrambling right now to try and
That's
locate it. If we find it, we'll get it up there.
Right.
Okay,
But
so
the
yes,
AI
being in it is incredible. Like
Yeah.
walking to your seats, and we were on the upper level
So
of
were
it, and it's a
I thought I was going to tumble down the stands.
yes. It
Like,
reminds me of being at the Neyland Stadium is
Yeah.
kind of built like that, where when you're at the top and the stadium sways,
Yeah.
your safety doesn't always feel totally intact,
Yeah.
and the sphere is so angled.
I was thinking, like, if you go to a concert there, it must be impossible to, like, stand up and dance around if you're in the upper levels. But maybe that's why, and I thought about this, maybe that's why the bands that play there is, like, the Eagles.
More chill,
Or the
soft rock.
Dead, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, bands you just kind of want to stand up and sway maybe a little bit.
Interesting.
Because the Wizard of Oz, like, like, the seats vibrate.
Yes.
So the scene where, like, the tornado hits,
Spoiler alert.
fans come on, leaves blow around in the air, the seats are trembling and shaking. Like, it was actually, like, pretty remarkable. And I turned to my son, I was like, this is awesome. It was super cool.
That was one of the coolest parts of the nature
nature
documentary that they do, is there's a whole section on weather.
Yeah.
And so you go through, you're in the middle of nowhere, and you see the storm coming in, and you ultimately go through a crazy thunderstorm that turns into a tornado,
Yeah.
that turns into all that. So I imagine
Yeah.
similar technology was used.
The thing that was interesting is that they AI'd the crap out of this movie. Because,
Yeah.
like,
That's the cinema people's complaint with it is,
Yeah.
what are we doing with movies?
I mean, there's parts of this movie where they completely erased the background,
Yeah.
took the actors out of it, and made a completely new background, put them in front of it. Like, the whole Munchkin Land from the movie is not in this movie at all.
Okay.
They made a whole new Munchkin Land, and it looks incredible. It looks better than the original
Yeah.
one. But you're like, all right, this, and like, sometimes the people look a little too smooth. There's also parts where, like, the Munchkins are in the background, and you see, like, every eighth Munchkin making the same motions, like, because they just
It's a
replicated
little thing
them.
off on it.
Yeah, but it made me think about, like, what other movie could you do this to? Like, because they also cut out a little bit of it to
Okay.
make it shorter, so it's 80 minutes instead of something else.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
It's like all that stuff in the background's fake.
Okay.
Like the sky, the
Right,
the
right. Because it has to
buildings.
extend to
It's
the
all-
size
yeah.
of the screen and everything that's on it.
I think I panned around a little bit too. You could, like, here's the
Ooh.
tornado.
That's cool.
Lights are flashing, the seats are rumbling. But in the
I
movie,
think it's a very cool concept.
so what other movie could you do this with?
So I came up last week after you
Yeah.
were off the show, and I think it's just because it's back in theaters right now for, I believe, the 50th anniversary.
I saw
like a
it.
Jaws.
Yeah, we went and
I
saw
think
it.
seeing Jurassic Park would be something
That's
that would
a
be
good
very
one.
cool. Something that, like, the world has to.
There's something about
Oh, Harry Potter would
Harry
be
Potter.
amazing.
Well, there's something about it being a musical that made me think, like, it kind of shows off what it can do, like the sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, like, what about, like, The Sound of Music or something like
That'd be
that?
nice.
Something that everybody knows, because that's the other thing is,
Julie
like,
Andrews running through the field.
yeah, there's
on
no
that screen
spoilers
would
like
be
with it,
pretty
right?
cool.
Because it's something that's kind of classic.
Yes.
Jaws, the thing that Jaws is, I actually, we went and saw Jaws in the theater a couple weeks ago when it
Yeah.
was out for the 50th anniversary. I don't think it would be that scary, like on the sphere thing.
Okay, so I think Jaws, so I want to expand this outwards.
Yeah.
I think playing a movie, and this goes with the musical side of it,
Yeah.
so it could also include doing an old musical and perhaps having a live band, but
Yeah.
I think doing something like Jaws or a Jurassic Park, something with an iconic score,
Yeah.
and having like John Williams conduct
Yeah, that
a
would be cool.
symphony live on that little stage with the movie playing in the
Yeah.
background. They do that sometimes at the Hollywood Bowl, but it's not
Yeah.
the scope of the sphere. I think that would be a really cool visual audio dual experience.
I also want him to have a basketball game there. Like, why couldn't you host a basketball game on that stage?
Yeah.
And have the fans all sit up on the side and put it on the screen behind them. I went to Nike did a thing one time when I lived in New York. USA Basketball had an exhibition game against, I think, Brazil. And they had it in Radio City Music Hall.
That's
and
cool.
they put all the players on the stage. They built a court on the stage. And everyone was sitting on one side watching the game. Like, at the Sphere, like, why don't we have the All-Star game there? Or,
Yeah.
like, the dunk contest, like something like that. Even the Aces should play a game there. Like, why couldn't
I was
you have
thinking even
something?
if like Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league
Yeah.
for the WNBA, if they did a signature event there, because you have to start with something small,
Just to test it
smaller,
out.
just to give
Yeah.
it a trial period. But that would be fun.
I also wanted to ask you, changing subjects.
Okay.
You went to the University of Alabama game.
I sure did.
I have a problem with this.
Okay.
Because this feels sort of like stolen valor.
Okay.
Like you guys were, I saw your coverage of it, wearing Alabama stuff.
We were undercover.
All SEC. No,
we were just
not
trying
undercover.
to survive.
You were trying to be a part of it.
We
you
went
know
up to
what the SEC offers.
That's not true. We went up to every single Wisconsin fan and said, "We're not really Alabama
I'm
fans.
sure they
Go
felt
Big
great.
Ten."
You were wearing all Alabama
They don't
stuff.
care. They understood. It's all
I'm sure
red.
They felt like you were really on their side.
We talked about this on Monday's show, where for whatever reason in my head, I am able to almost like characterize Alabama football. It was so great for so long, and right now it's not in the midst of its
still pretty good,
dynastic era. Still good, still in the SEC, still important.
better
still
than
just
UCLA.
means more.
Yeah.
Anything's better than UCLA. But it felt it was like the whole experience of going to a game in Tuscaloosa. I can't describe it. Next thing we knew, we were in the Alabama Walmart and we were buying shirts. We didn't necessarily plan it from the jump. We thought about getting gas station t-shirts. It just, this whole idea of what it means to go to a game at the University of Alabama. So we ended up in that. But like, there are so many other universities that I would never feel comfortable putting on a shirt from them. And it's weird to me that Alabama wasn't the line. That's an odd thing for me. I can't really describe it. But I totally understand your
As an
your
SEC
take on
truther, I feel like you guys were
we were cosplaying. Your culture is
you're
not
gonna
our
root
costume.
For Alabama.
Your culture is not our costume.
Who else are you going to root
for?
Google, Microsoft? Like, I mean, you decide to just go in on the behemoth of the industry.
We just decided to try to fit in. You know, we didn't want to.
It was troubling.
Look out of character. And just tried to figure it out. Now, I did wish that we had those Wisconsin overalls. I was like, missed opportunity for the first, because that's one piece of.
Did you buy any houndstooth?
No.
Lots of that.
No, I actually rented the long story short, I rented a shirt to wear to this game, and it came, and it was made for a toddler. So I needed to find something else to wear. I don't own a lot of red. It's not a color that looks good on my skin tone, so I don't really have it in the closet.
I will say this. I went to Alabama-Georgia game last year there. The game that was crazy, and Georgia came back and then lost. Ryan Williams made that amazing catch. That was the first game I'd been to in Tuscaloosa in like a decade or so. Their game presentation's amazing. It was really good. It was like watching an NBA game. Like the way they had it all timed out, and their in-arena hosts and all that. They
were a little off on Saturday because it was an 11 a.m. kick. They're not used to it. If we could do it, if money wasn't an issue, we would have gone to the Alabama-Georgia game in Athens next weekend. And someone was nice enough to reach out and was like, I have a place where you guys can stay. Sweet. Let's look at ticket prices. And this is where I will get on my high horse every day, all day. Ticket prices are out of control. Like the cheapest get-in price for an upper decker was like $550 a ticket. And we aren't Alabama or Georgia fans. I am not paying $1,000 to go watch Alabama, Georgia and drive to Athens and go through that whole experience. So we'll be watching from the comfort of our home.
That's the reason we went to Vegas is every year my son and I go to a game in Athens. But we always end up going to one of the first games of the year against like Murray State or somebody because it's cheaper and like my buddy will give me his tickets.
We went to Alabama, Wisconsin because tickets were $45. We bought them the weekend before. If tickets drop for the Arkansas you know which Notre Dame game next weekend, that's an 11 a.m. kick, I would go to that too.
On ESPN.com, they list like the ticket prices along with the schedule. And I was looking at the Georgia one, and every game was like $500, like because it's all Alabama,
Resale,
Texas. It's big games. Georgia at Starkville, $70, I believe, is the get-in price. So I'll be going to that game.
We thought about going to the Mississippi State game. That was like $25 on our way home from the Alabama-Wisconsin game, or tickets to Ole Miss, Arkansas got down to like $52, which if we weren't going to be exhausted, we might have.
But you can see Arkansas this weekend.
Which I will be. Are you in town this weekend?
I am in town.
Did you have any poll of going to
I thought about
Memphis,
a
Arkansas?
buddy of mine's doing a big tailgate and invited me to come out. I didn't do it because the game's at 11.
I know.
So the tailgate, you got to get there at 8.
This will be my second straight 11 a.m. kickoff in a row.
I'm good. I'll watch the game on TV, and then I figure there's also there's a good 2:30 game tomorrow too. So Auburn, Oklahoma. So like I've kind of got my day planned out. So
I had one question for you that I wanted to get to, a story that I saw that reminded me of you because you're back in school at the moment at the University of Memphis. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
40-something.
Okay, great. This is good. Are you familiar that there is a 58-year-old defensive lineman at Lycoming College, which is a D3 school in Pennsylvania? Well, I need you to meet Tom Celo.
All right.
He is on the roster. He enrolled. He is,
his thing is amazing.
literally on the team.
In the 80s, he quit high school
He quit
to do
high school
drugs.
football in the 80s to do drugs, worked for the city streets and park department, and now he is living out his dream as a college football player. Have you checked your availability?
Well, University of Memphis had open tryouts.
That's
a couple
why
weeks
I
ago.
was wondering.
I think it was when I was hosting your show.
Mm-hmm.
We did a whole segment about it, and I volunteered to be a part of this and never heard back from University of Memphis. I also I was like, look, let's be frank here. I have a full-time job, and I'm going to school. I've got an exam on Tuesday. I think,
You could be a student
Tuesday.
athlete. You could embody the
I
student
can't.
athlete.
I just don't have time. I barely have time to have a family, much less do all this other stuff, and go to practice 6 days a week. Now, if they want me, I think I'd be a great sideline guy. I'd be glad to be on the sideline. I feel like I have pretty good football knowledge and just sports knowledge. I'd be good to have in the locker room. A good
That's
locker
what this
room
guy is. Unclear if he's going to take any snaps, but his teammates were quoted saying he's a beast in the weight room and a real good motivator. There's some video of him from his younger years where he's pulling a fire truck, and they're like, yeah, we respect that.
I mean, I have trouble now getting out of bed some days.
it's a little
I
different.
think the get back would be a lot. Like if I go to one day of practice might be enough to put me out for the week.
Understandable.
That'd be tough. Did you see? There's LSU has a guy who's in his 60s. Who's a freshman in the band?
Yes.
Yeah. he's
I
the
do
one
love this
that's
idea.
Probably more up
on your
my
on your
doable scale. Yeah.
abilities at this point.
Yeah.
I love when older people are able to live dreams that they weren't able to. You don't see it often, so that's why it's kind of a cool niche thing. But yes, that band guy for LSU, you're like, hell yeah, man! Like live out that dream.
Great book. Bill Buford, who's an editor at the New Yorker, had wrote Among the Thugs like in the 60s, 70s about English soccer culture.
Okay.
Was the fiction editor of the New Yorker forever, and like a couple years ago decided he wanted to be a chef, and he's written 2 books. He went to France, worked in like 5-star kitchens, knowing nothing. Started working for Mario Batali before he got canceled.
Oh, wow.
So he works in the Babbo kitchen for a couple of years and wrote about that. And then second one's called Dirt, and it's him in France trying to learn how to cook like classic French cuisine. But he's old, so he can't like keep up with the younger guys and stuff. But it's the same idea. It's a great
All right.
book.
Good stuff.
For your book
Lang,
club.
thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for the book club recommendation. We got to take a quick break. On the other side, Teresa Walker is joining us on a Friday.
Another
we'll turn to the
SEC
NFL with her, the SEC. I saw Vanderbilt's about to sell out their game this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with Teresa about all that after a quick break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take them ball! Defense, take them ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brendan Clark.
On that rim!
Catch Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I want to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. What a treat. We have Teresa Walker joining us on a Friday. She was a little busy yesterday. Teresa, welcome back. You were at Nashville Predators availability yesterday morning. What's going on with the Preds?
Well, it's that time of year. The hockey season has started, and, their training camp's like 2 weeks, and they start the season October 9th. And it's like, I'm not ready for all the other seasons to start. It's like they didn't ask my permission. The schedule's coming whether I like it or not, and it never gets easier.
Just stays busier. For you, obviously the NFL has taken over football in general, but we'll start with the Tennessee Titans, who are 0-2, who get the Colts this week. And before we get into the Titans, I did want to ask, do you believe in this Colts team?
No.
Okay.
They needed a penalty on a 60-yard field goal last week to pull out a 29-28 win over the Denver Broncos, which also the first 2 weeks has shown me the Denver Broncos aren't who they were last year, not yet. So it's one of the NFL season is still young. And a former colleague of mine had a saying, if you are good enough to be 3-0, you will become 3-0. So we'll learn a little bit more about the Colts on Sunday. And, same kind of conversely went for, if you're bad enough to be 0-3, you'll be 0-3. And that's the thing with the Titans. It's like, you can look at it and it's like the numbers that last in offense, but it's still early with that stuff. We barely seen Cam Ward do much except get sacked. He has 1 touchdown through 2 games. That said, this team, with all the new faces, this youth movement, the rebuilding, they had a lead in each of the last 2 games in the second half. And the thing that stunned me on Sunday was players said, we kind of came out flat in the third quarter. And it's like, you have lost now 8 straight games dating back to last season. And while the 9 new starters and the 9 rookies, you can't blame them for that. But guess what? The guys who have been here, why aren't you leading the charge back out onto the third quarter field and saying, guys, I want to win a game?
Cam Ward has called it a must-win game, which is...
He ain't wrong.
A thing that you say, but as you just said, he's not wrong. For Cam Ward, 2 weeks into his professional career, Teresa, I'll start with what has impressed you the most with him? The wins haven't come, but what have you liked to see from Cam Ward?
I like the calm, and the poise that we're seeing. He's got freedom to make some checks at the line. Brian Callahan says he is doing that, and because of the hard work this young man has put in, that's where they feel comfortable giving him some more freedom. I've seen quarterbacks that they wouldn't let check from a run protection to a pass to protection. They'd leave that with one of the linemen who had more experience, and yet he is doing that kind of thing. And that touchdown pass, it was all the things you're not supposed to do. and throw against your body or across your body, throw back across the field, off the back foot, and he flings that puppy. But because of the communication that he has with his fellow rookie, Alec Alanna, he put that ball exactly where his teammate could go catch it. And then the pass before that to Alanna on the sideline, I mean, talk about a kid that needs to be getting more balls thrown to him. Now Cam Ward needs to maybe dial it back a bit and quit looking for the home run deep ball. Take the checkdowns. He talked about that Wednesday, that he needs to, go through his reads faster, come off that pre-read first option faster, and that's the thing I want to see Sunday. Show progress. Get this team, put together a drive. I think that touchdown drive was 56 yards. That's the longest that they've had on offense to score through the first 2 weeks. So stay on the field, run clock. We saw it in the preseason. We haven't seen it in the regular season when it counts.
Being sacked 11 times through 2 weeks.
Lot.
How much onus are you putting on the offensive line, and is there something fixable that you see with the offensive line?
Well, there is. Brian Callahan says it's on the entire offense and completely. I mean, Cam Ward said he's got to quit, looking as much downfield. He's got to get the ball out faster. He's taking some of that blame. Lloyd Cushenberry, I asked him about that Wednesday, and he said, I'm not using that as an excuse. He didn't play in the preseason. He's coming off an Achilles, so he's had 2 games now to play a full game, get himself back up to speed against 2 of the better pass rushes that were expected to be in the NFL this season based on what they did last year. So, and then Kevin Zeitler, another example. Is he a 35-year-old vintage Corvette that you bought from Detroit as a free agent, thinking he's going to purr on down the highway, and then you open the trunk and the engine, and it's like, wait a minute, it's all rusted in here. So we're still waiting on Zeitler, but the same thing, he didn't play in the preseason, so there's that factor of getting up to play speed in the regular season. And, let's face it, Dan Moore has struggled. And they haven't had J.C. Latham last week. He left the Denver game hurt. He hasn't practiced last 2 days. So I really don't expect to see him Sunday against the Colts. So, that line, you got to help them. So, can Callahan help them with scheme? Leave in somebody else to chip and help there. But yeah, Cam Ward was asked, do you use your legs to maybe help? And he's like, no, I just need to help trust the offense and get things moving. So, but guess what? If you roll Cam Ward one way or the other away from the pass rush, you can do things schematically to help this offense.
Teresa, which team in the NFL through 2 weeks has impressed you the most?
Green Bay. I mean, they are going out like, people owe them money and they got bills to pay. So they're just, so Buffalo is a close second. And the fact that Philadelphia is undefeated and, Jalen Hurts really hasn't done much to throw the ball. And now we have the video clarifying from the NFL, officiate this a little bit better on the tush push. I'm really curious to see how that maybe affects their success rate with that play moving forward, because when you've seen it, and people have made that argument in the past, it's like, look at them, they're crowding the line, they're covering the ball. And when you cover the ball, guess what? That's supposed to be offside. So I'm really curious to see how officials handle that moving forward, and if that eye in the sky gives them a little bit more help. But those 3 teams right now are at the top, and the one team that I don't think anybody expected to be undefeated, Kansas City Chiefs. We might get an era album out of this season.
A sad season. If the Chiefs start 0-3, is everything just gonna evaporate in front of? I don't know if the league and the talking heads around the league will know quite how to handle an 0-3 Kansas City Chiefs team. And they play the Giants. It's not like it's a gimme game. They should win this game, Teresa, but
Yes.
it would be an intriguing thing to see play out.
Oh, it would, because, the Chiefs have won. And, they've had seasons where they maybe didn't start at their peaks. Right. And bounced back and clicked it into gear when it counts. But, history shows us that starting 0-3 in the NFL is not good. And I'm really curious to see, because, they've been duct taping and patching up some places, giving extensions here, there. Trey Smith from West Tennessee got one of those big deals. But at a certain point, you're paying some people and you're leaving yourself a little bit vulnerable, and you have to hit on all your draft picks to fill those holes. And, at a certain point, there's a reason it's the NFL and it's so amazingly popular. The parity that's built in protects the league and is supposed to help, be that water that raises all boats. We'll see if that happens.
How do you think the Tennessee Volunteers bounce back from this loss to Georgia last week, Teresa?
I'm very curious to see because, Josh Heupel after that game, he's like, feel this. Remember, let this hurt. And so that's the thing. It can hurt, and you go in the tank, it can hurt, and it drives you to be better. And it feels like this team has got a lot more potential left in them that if they tap it the right way, it's UAB. And then they go to Mississippi State, and I heard the early line is 9.5 at the Bulldogs, even with what they did to Arizona State. So, the fact is the Tennessee Volunteer schedule is such that they should be able, this isn't me, this is a lot of national pundits saying it, that they easily could be playing Georgia in a rematch in Atlanta. So, heck, they're also saying Vanderbilt could be playing Tennessee in the last game of the regular season, essentially a playoff game. So it's like, it's a new world, but I am very curious to see how the Vols respond. And in that said, a little segue, Vandy's got 2 should-win games in the next 2 weeks. They're about sold out for tomorrow night. They've got a drone show planned at Vandy. Go win them and show me that this is a different Vanderbilt. You lost at Georgia State last year.
Yeah. A drone show.
A drone show they're teasing.
That's exciting. I know I saw that they were close to selling out that game. I said, ooh, this is new Vanderbilt territory for a game against Georgia State on a Saturday night. Teresa, before we let you go, you've been a part of voting processes for MVP, all fill in the blank in the past. Have you?
I've done voting at tournaments and things like that. As far as the AP votes, we're not part of that. We ask people who are members to vote, and I help find those people and beg them, plead them to vote. So I know the process well. I voted for our all 75, the NBA 75 anniversary teams. I voted for those.
I just wanted your take on the WNBA having co-defensive players of the year and how you evaluate that happening, what it means for sports. Could this become a trend, or do you see this more as a one-off?
A one-off. Sometimes it just numerically comes that way, and you have people that are truly split when they make that decision, and you just don't get that many ties in life, let alone sports.
We don't do ties in this country. It's un-American.
Do you remember the Steve McNair, Peyton Manning co-MVP season?
CJ, baby, this is my 29th season covering the Titans. I covered
I didn't know you had Teresa, you don't look a day over 22 to me, dog.
Well, thank you, and I do appreciate that. My birthday's tomorrow, so I appreciate that a lot.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank
See what
you.
a normal response saying happy birthday.
That said, I'm gonna go back. I was not happy when they split that MVP for Steve McNair. And in fact, back here behind my wall, you can't see it down here, but I've got a picture of me and my boss presenting Steve McNair that MVP trophy the next spring on the practice field because that's how Steve McNair wanted it. I thought he should have won the MVP for the 2002 season because he played 5 straight games without practicing 5 straight weeks and led them to 5 straight wins. They reached the AFC Championship that year, literally on Steve McNair's back. And it's almost like voters noticed and then gave it the next year. And yeah, it was an AP award. I did not vote that year, but having covered Steve McNair, it's like, seriously, he deserved this by himself, y'all.
Teresa, you're our MVP always. Thank you for joining us on a Friday. I know you're busy. Hang in there. Consensual heart hands. We'll see you later. That was Teresa Walker. You can always find her latest at the Associated Press. CJ is going to kill me during the break, but we're going to come back. We're going to do our RAGGOW, our games of the week in college football and the NFL. We'll also do some Music Friday, some fun new music dropped this morning. We're having a great music debate in our chat. If you're joining us live, hit that like button. We'll be back after a quick break.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take them ball! Defense, take them ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brendan Clark.
On that rim!
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had as something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I want to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. It is Friday. It is time for our RAGGOWs, our games of the weekend in college football and the NFL. And it is to no surprise that CJ and I share our number one game of the weekend in college football, and we get to keep it local. It is Memphis versus Arkansas. I will be in the building tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. If you are not at the bank for this game, you can catch it on ABC, first nationally televised ABC game for the Tigers since 2020, which is a little crazy because we had quite the streak from 2015 to 2020 where you had at least one every year, if not a couple, and you have these Power 5 opponents coming into Memphis, Tennessee, and Memphis has had some success over those opponents. Mississippi State was the last one to be here in 2021. Memphis won that game. You got the couple wins over Ole Miss. You got the big win over UCLA back in the day. I'm just talking outside of the American big games that have happened. But this is arguably the biggest non-conference game, biggest non-conference opportunity that Memphis has had since that game against Mississippi State. And it might be the last SEC team to play Memphis in a regular season game at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, at least for a while, and maybe ever. And I don't want to sound hyperbolic or overly dramatic, but with the SEC's new scheduling and the 9 games, who knows what the future is for a school like Memphis playing an SEC team. So this one is a big one. It's an opportunity to set a narrative for Memphis football. I have said it once. I will say it again. If they lose this game, it doesn't implicate them in not being able to win the American this season. It doesn't ultimately close the door on any of their major goals. And I would say a bigger goal for Memphis is to win the American, even more so than beating an SEC team in September. But it sure would be fun if they were able to beat Arkansas. So I cannot wait. What are you most excited for in this game?
Taylor Green. I think that's the best quarterback. We talked about it during our quarterback draft. I think that's the best quarterback in the SEC. Certainly he is the best one right now. And that's somebody who potentially could be in New York and even holding the Heisman Trophy when it's all said and done. You don't get to see that player come through here a whole lot. So seeing him come through is going to be fun. And I've been to my fair share of Tigers football games. I was there the last game of the Larry Porter era against UAB when it was me and Jeff Calkins and why am I blanking on? John Martin was there in the press box. It was us and like 4 or 5 other people in the stands, right? So I've seen that version of Memphis football. I've also been there for the SMU game. I was there, the game day game against SMU. I was there for the conference championship game. I was there for one of the Ole Miss or Mississippi State games. I'm blanking on which one right now. I've been there when Memphis football is low. I've been there when Memphis football is high. When Memphis football is high, like it will be for this game right here. There aren't many things better in the city. Truthfully, there aren't. That place is going to radiate excitement, hopefulness, optimism, and it's going to be a true feel-good spot before the game. And then during the game, in game, if the Tigers pull off the upset, if something special happens on the field, there's no place you'd rather be on Saturday than near Simmons Bank Liberty or inside Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. That environment is going to be incredible. I wish I could be there for it.
It should be very fun. A real opportunity for the Memphis offense to show what they actually are. No disrespect to Troy, no disrespect to the early portion of Memphis' season, but this is an SEC defense that we saw got shredded by Ole Miss, particularly in the first half of that game last weekend.
Yeah, but that's Ole Miss.
That's Ole Miss. So we'll see. I cannot wait.
Big week of games for the American. I could have went with Tulane Ole Miss. So this is a chance for the American to, stake their claim as the premier non-power conference in the land.
Well, and you have, I know South Florida loses some of its luster with their loss to Miami, but that doesn't take away from their wins over Boise State and Florida. So either Memphis beating Arkansas or Tulane beating Ole Miss gives a chance for one of these other teams in the American to say, well, actually, we are the front runners in the American this season. So yes, I'm excited for the Tulane Ole Miss game too. That's 2:30 on ESPN. My other game of the week, unfortunately, is also a breakfast affair. It is Texas Tech at Utah. It is Pac-12 in the morning. Obviously not. It is Big 12 now. I guess we could call it Big 12 after breakfast, Big 12 during breakfast, Big 12 brunch, whatever you want to call it.
What do you people hate about 11 kickoffs?
It's so early.
Okay.
I don't really care. Like, I'm going to watch it one way or the other. And I like watching 11 a.m. kickoffs from the comfort of my couch because then I get up in the morning, football starts early.
How long? Because you're not, when you go to tailgate, you're not the one prepping everything.
No.
You're just there partaking. How long do you typically tailgate?
Like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay. So if it's an 11 o'clock kick and you get out there, 8 o'clock is too early for you people?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
it's not my favorite. I mean, I also don't really like to drink that early, which I'm not saying you have to drink to go to a game, but if you are tailgating, usually you are having, like, I had a Busch Light at 9 a.m. last weekend.
Sound like a damn good start to the morning.
But I also was like a little hungover by the time Chris drove us back at 5.
You didn't hydrate?
I hydrated. I even took hydration tablets. How dare you? How dare you question my hydration?
All right, listen, man.
I'm always hydrating.
It's a marathon.
I'm 33. If I have 4 beers and a sugary drink, the Yellow Hammer, I might be a little headachy by the end of the day if I'm starting at 9 in the morning.
Got to do a better job of hydrating.
Now, I will say it saves your booty from the
next
temperatures.
morning?
And the next morning. And you start over and you're home early and all of that. And for us, like, I'm cool with the 11 a.m. because we have a wedding shower at night that we have to go to anyway, which is a bit of a bummer. But I'm just mad I can't watch Texas Tech Utah, 11 a.m. on Fox. That's a 10 a.m. kick local time, too. So there's a difference between an 11 a.m. kick and a 10 a.m. kick. I say it all the time. Rice Eccles is one of the most underrated environments in college football. We'll see what it's like at 10 a.m. I really like this Utah quarterback, Devon Dampier. He is with his offensive coordinator from New Mexico. They both transferred together to, the offensive coordinator took a new job, but Devon transferred to Utah. He's a very fun quarterback. You have Baron Morton on the other side for Texas Tech. Whoever wins this game, I think, has the highest ceiling in the Big 12, and so I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, that game is going to be a fun one. I look forward to trying to catch that one. My next game in the college sphere is a good one. It's going to be an important one. It's 2 ranked teams. It's 2 Big Ten teams. It's 2 teams I don't know if they're good or not. It would not surprise me at all if Illinois and Indiana, both of them, found themselves well outside of the top 25 at the end of the season here. Indiana looks to be a tremendous run offense, but you stop and you take a look at the teams they've beaten, Old Dominion, Indiana State, and I can't remember who the other team was. They hadn't faced a team 3 games in who's got a run defense in the top 100 in the nation. Indiana State is at like 63, but Indiana State is an FCS school, and they're a middle-of-the-pack FCS school. So playing a team like Illinois, Brett Bielema, tremendous coaching job he's done up there in Champaign. So I don't think Indiana will be able to run the ball the way that they've been able to run the ball against Illinois, which then means we get my brand of football. We get that 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and I just love 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Nothing gets me more excited than to hear the pads popping and to know on first and second down and probably third down, we're just running the football straight into the line. You better fill this hole. Otherwise, we're coming through. Where the hell the fullback at? I love fullback football, damn it. I love when a team's base defense is a 3-4 or a 4-3. Get that nickel base out of here. Just run the football right down somebody's gullet. I love that. Illinois, Indiana. That's my game.
Just like everyone always expected. 2 I teams from the Big Ten in one of the biggest games of the weekend. In the NFL, I'm excited for Broncos Chargers. Tough one for me. Tough when I cheer for 2 people in the same division. This is a chance for the Chargers to start 3-0, to have a divisional sweep already in September, which would be impressive. For the Broncos, they could reset the narrative. Their defense has left a lot to be desired through the first 2 games. Watching Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor carve them up last weekend was not a particularly fun experience. But as Teresa said, they were 1 bad penalty away from winning that game in spite of everything that transpired. Bo Nix has to continue to be better. With the Chargers side of things, it's Justin Herbert and all his weapons and the thought that they have a good enough defense this year where you're not going to get caught in a case of chargering. It's early. It's early. You still could revert to old tendencies. So I think this is a big opportunity early in the season for both of these teams.
The Falcons were really, really good early in the season, and they fell completely apart.
The Saints were really, really good early in the season.
The Saints were another team last year that was really good early in the season, and then it kind of fell apart there. Not kind of, absolutely fell apart. Both of these teams need to avoid doing that. That's a good game. My first NFL game of the week, Eagles. They're taking on another undefeated team in the somebodies. I can't remember who they're playing. Thank you, Jalen. Jalen, just throw mine up, man. I have no clue where I'm going with this. I'm trying to stall.
It's in your poll that you created.
Yeah, I'm trying to stall for as long as I can, man. Rams,
Don't you love when that happens? Sometimes I'll just be like tap dancing, just waiting, and like maybe the graphic will come up.
Hopefully, you don't know how desperately I need this graphic to come up right now. 2 undefeated teams, 2 teams I think are really good. Eagles and Rams. This Rams offense can outscore you and can put pressure on an Eagles offense that, to Teresa's point, hadn't really taken off yet. I think they can. I think that they will when pushed. The Rams will push them, and we'll see just how good this Eagles offense is. I'm excited for it.
My other NFL game is Chiefs-Giants. We touched on it with Teresa. Just the idea of an 0-3 Chiefs team is a very bizarre thing to grapple with. We'll see if they're able to get the first win of the season, see what things look like for Russell Wilson. I continue to monitor this situation intently as someone who invested a lot in Jackson Dart, and Jackson Dart has had 1 snap thus far this season. Just curious, with the Giants coming off of I'll call it devastating loss to the Cowboys, all things considered. Russ saved his career. Russ then threw a bad pick in overtime. It was really the 2 sides of the coin for Russell Wilson. So we'll see how those 2 look. CJ, yours.
My last game will be, now I can't see it because of the timer. Look, I can't see it because of the timer. My last game is Colts Titans. Just Cam Ward is the #1 overall pick. This Colts team is undefeated, but I don't think anybody really believes in them. So let's see what's going on over here, and let's see if the Titans can get off the schneid.
I really just wanted to jump in on the chat conversation that's popped off on drinks to have before 9 a.m. at a tailgate. Are you a mimosa person?
Champagne gives me headaches.
Oh, so you're not.
But if we do mimosas without the champagne, yes.
So what are you putting in it?
Vodka.
That's a screwdriver.
Then yes, that's
so
my
you're a
jam.
screwdriver person.
I love getting a screwdriver.
I do a mimosa without the orange juice.
Okay.
I just drink champagne. I'm a bubbly person. So it's same but different in this.
You know what I do?
I don't like the sugar or the orange juice.
You know what I do for the classic? Like I'm drinking at like 6 a.m. That's fine.
You're just sipping.
But it's a clear. It's not a dark. On the morning tailgates, and if I'm up early drinking, it is more likely than not a clear. So give me gin and juice. That's another go-to for me. Vodka and juice go-tos. Be either cranberry or orange or pineapple. I love it. I'm good.
I actually really don't mind having like a Busch Light, or our beer at USC was Natty Light. We were big on the natural light trend. Being from Colorado, I will always have a Coors Light. I will always have a Bud Light.
Don't want to do beers that early. I don't want to do beers at all, honestly.
I like a watery beer.
It prevents me from doing my favorite thing at the tailgate, which is eating. Right?
Yeah.
Like the beer fills me to the point to where it's like, okay, I can't eat anything.
But see, a vodka at 9 a.m. is risky business.
Really? Why?
Things escalate quickly. I don't drink a lot of liquor in my life. I make it sound like I'm quite the party girl, but I'm usually drinking champagne or a beer or a wine. And so if I'm starting on like a screwdriver, or especially if it's like a vodka pineapple, that's like one of the most dangerous things I drank as a child. And by child, I mean a student at university. Because it's just, you're like, oh, it's juice.
Now I'm picturing 4th grade Jesse calling off that liquor.
4th grade Jesse was out of control. All right, let's do a little Music Friday before we get out of here and into our weekend.
Wait, do we not have another break?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I know we were both rushing because I actually thought we did too, but we actually don't. So we're just going into Music Friday. And maybe we'll end earlier. Maybe we'll talk about something. Who knows? What song are you most excited to hear Chris Brown sing this weekend? Any?
No.
Do you have a favorite Chris Brown song?
I enjoy nasty songs.
Okay.
So Wet the Bed, Movie, although that's him featuring Twista.
Probably not.
Take You Down.
Do you have a set list?
I enjoy what's the one that Back to Sleep? Oh, when he
Back
dropped,
to Sleep is song 28.
When he dropped the mixtape and he had Invented Head, he had all these banger nasty songs. Too Freaky. There it is.
Okay.
My favorite song Chris Brown does is Too Freaky.
He has a 51 song set.
Now, well,
that's a lot of. He has a lot of hits.
Hey, go ahead, go off, Breezy. You got it.
Will you be mad if I spoil it for you?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know. Sometimes you're no spoilers.
Yeah, for movies and TV shows, I'm going to a concert to hear these songs.
Run It.
Okay.
Give me that.
Okay.
Party.
Give me that is good.
Ayo. Go Girlfriend. Heat. Yo, excuse me, miss. Yeah, 3 times. 5 more hours. Iffy. New Flame. I Can Transform Ya. 10 Toes. Grass Ain't Greener. Liquor. Deuces. I Wanna Be. Ain't No Way. She Ain't You. Say Goodbye. Residuals. Don't Judge Me. Till the Wheels Fall Off. X. Wall to Wall. Take You Down. Show Me. Back to Sleep. With You. Indigo. Kiss Kiss. Look at Me Now. Beautiful People. Privacy. Turn Up the Music. No BS. Burgundy. Feel Something.
Wait. No BS is
I
my.
was just waiting
no
for you
BS.
to have a response.
No BS.
Okay,
No
so
BS. No BS is my favorite. It's No BS, Too Freaky. You're like 1, 2.
Okay.
Oh man, come on, man.
Hope you do.
Jalen, when he
Jalen
said
singing
reach off
again?
in the dresser where that what was, boy.
Hope You Do. Strip. Under the Influence.
Strip is a
Freaky
good
Friday. Loyal. Poppin'. Fine China. Sensational. Go Crazy. No Guidance. Call Me Every Day. No Air. And Forever. Was Chris Brown on No Air?
With Jordan Sparks, incredible.
He was on No Air?
Incredible.
Why did I not remember that? I
They're
love that
singing
song.
together. Also.
Oh, yeah,
I should've-
it is his sweet little voice on that.
I should have double checked with the wife. She didn't want to know the set list, so she had to mute you.
Oh, well, turn it off.
Yeah.
Sorry, Courtney. Your husband doesn't know his flight.
Don't need to
was
know it.
fine with the set list. Are you listening to anything new right now?
No, I hadn't stumbled across anything new and current.
Okay.
There's some older, best I can describe them as alt rock. That's one of my jams. That's my wheelhouse. I think it's Milk something that I've stumbled into, and I've enjoyed them so far. But outside of that, that's it. What about you?
The new Cardi album is fun. I listened to it this morning. Am I the Drama? Already #1 on iTunes. First track features Summer Walker. It's called Dead. Enjoyed it. Song with Selena Gomez that's very poppy called Pick It Up. She has a song with Kalani that I think is probably going to be like the most played, at least early. It's called Safe. I was really excited because the buzz leading into this album, it's a great album. Let me start with that. I enjoyed listening to this album, and I think she put together something very fun. I thought we were going to get a Janet Jackson feature. Like, everyone started talking about how Janet was going to be featured on this album. There's 2 Janet samples, and one of them calls itself a Janet feature, but it's not Janet featured. It's just a sample of The Pleasure Principle on Cardi's new song, Pleasure, or Principle, one of the two. Anyway, but it's The Pleasure Principle that's sampled on it. And then one of the other songs samples Funny How Time Flies. So you get 2 Janet samples, which is fun. And maybe if there's a deluxe album down the line, or they end up re-releasing one of them where Janet ends up being on it. But right now, there's not a actual feature with Janet Jackson on the new Cardi album. Also, the last track is WAP. She re-released WAP as the last track on the album, so it's back in the top 10. And as a supporter of the song WAP, I don't think it ever got its real due in this world. I hope that it comes back.
It didn't?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't eligible. It never got nominated for a Grammy, or it wasn't in like the process of even having eligibility for a Grammy.
Who cares about that?
I think WAP needs to be solidified as one of the most important songs in music history.
It is. Just like My Neck, My
It is
Back.
in our studio.
Just like Put It in Your Mouth. Just like Candy Liquor.
Just like the songs that came before it.
Yeah, right. Like those songs, I don't need them to win awards to know that those songs are bangers, right? I don't need Marvin Cease to win awards for me to know that Candy Liquor is one of the greatest songs ever written, right? Like, I don't need anybody to give any awards for me to know that Jody is one of the great musical characters of my lifetime. I don't need that. I don't need that. So
I don't ask for much.
I
just a
don't
Grammy
need
for
WAP or Throat Baby or any of these other songs to be awarded.
Okay.
I know those songs are incredible. You know those songs are incredible. And you at home also know that those songs are big. I'm going to listen to Acanelli when I get in the car today.
I'm going to listen to the Kids Bop, as Lee Evans in the chat said. Wings and pizza. You remember that one? Hungry for some wings and pizza.
That was incredible. Trap Queen, the Kids Bop Trap Queen.
Oh my God, that was so good.
So,
I can when I hear Trap Queen, I hear the kids saying, "Hey, what's up, hello?"
But it's a good song.
It is. Speaking of good songs, I have my song of the year at the moment. It was released today. It's by Raye, and it's called "Where Is My Husband?" And I can't stop singing it. They did the thing where they released it on TikTok, and it worked, and it hit my algorithm, and I talked about it last week, and it's been everywhere. But Raye also announced she's releasing her second album. She's going on a new tour. She was one of the featured artists as Best New Artist, coming up along the same time as Chappell Roan and Teddy Swims, and was in that year. And then she didn't have another album, and they were calling her the next Adele. I don't think she needs to be called the next Adele. She's just really good. Her vocals are awesome. Her songs are great. This "Where's My Husband" song is such an earworm. I can't stop singing it.
Didn't she do some work on Cowboy Carter? Did
Yes,
you say that?
she wrote Riverdance.
Okay.
Which I think that's one of the underrated songs of Cowboy Carter. I think she wrote another song on
I think she wrote 2, maybe 3.
I believe there are 2.
Okay.
I really like her, and she has a new single out this morning. Miley Cyrus released the deluxe edition of her album, Something Beautiful, and she has a song on it called Secrets, and it features Lindsey Buckingham and Mick Fleetwood, which is very fun, of Fleetwood Mac. It's a song for her dad, which I actually thought was very sweet. It's her dad's birthday today. She released it this morning. She put out a message to her dad, essentially saying, this is for you, kind of looking towards reconciliation. The song was written as a peace offering for someone I had lost for a time but always loved. In my experience, forgiveness and freedom are one and the same. The song is for my dad. Billy Ray Cyrus responded back. They've had a lot going on. That family has had a lot going on, but I thought this was very sweet, and his response was. And it's kind of a nice little song. Thank you. This brought tears to my eyes, kind of thing.
Are they talking now?
I think so.
Cool?
I mean,
okay.
they're tweeting.
All right. at a certain point, You get too old to be beefing
He said,
with
best birthday gift a dad could ever ask for. Thank you, Miley, for Secrets, a song straight from your heart to mine. The memories we've made together mean the world to me, and seeing you soar with your music makes me prouder every day. Having Lindsey Buckingham and Mick Fleetwood on this track is pure magic. Here's some memories through the year with Miley. Hope y'all enjoy this as much as I do. And then it's a bunch of like baby pictures with the two of them.
Hey, listen, man, that's wonderful. Every now and then, right? There are people in this world who have estranged relationships with parents. They end up growing, and their parents are trying to, I guess, shield them still, treat them like children, and you have to grow out of that. And so you leave your parents, like quite literally, not just physically, but emotionally, you leave them so you can do the things that you want to do. You're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting yourself. I don't know what this situation is, but I know in my personal life, I've got friends and family who have had to pull away from their parents a bit in their 20s and early 30s so that they can achieve the things that they want to achieve. And when they find their way back, and again, this is for them. They've already done this, and I don't know everybody's situation. I don't know how to handle the abuses and those types of things, but sometimes it's not that. It is quite simply, I need to grow. You're hindering that move. But when they all find their way back, the parent and the child, it's a beautiful thing. So here's hoping that Miley and her father can continue to resume a healthy relationship going forward.
There's a big Miley rumor.
Is she pregnant?
No.
Oh.
They say she's doing the Super Bowl. She's going to ruin our Taylor Swift cred.
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel. I'm a Miley fan. I like Miley. I would love a Miley Super Bowl halftime show.
Party in the USA is a banger.
I don't know how it hits at this particular time.
Well, it's definitely a party. You just don't want to be. You don't want to be at the party, and I'm not invited. So
I don't know if I'm invited either.
You want to?
That's not true. No.
You are.
None of us are invited anymore.
You are. You just have to act right.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I'm failing at that every day.
Well,
hey, while we're at it.
What?
We're late in the show. You watched Jon Stewart last night?
Wait, he was on last night?
Yeah. You know things are going well in the country when Jon Stewart,
It's
who
not a
only does
Monday.
the show once a week, decides to pop on a Thursday. That's usually a symbol of things are definitely going just fine.
I saw Colbert's Be Our Guest spoof.
Too.
I saw that.
I saw his. I saw Fallon's.
I didn't see Fallon.
Jon Stewart. Let me preface. If you like Jon Stewart, you will enjoy his Open. It was very well done. If you don't like Jon Stewart, you'll probably roll your eyes on it. That's fine. I'm not asking people to go watch the Open. You never watch the interviews, which is why I was going to ask you.
No.
I think this is a worthwhile
Who's the
interview. Her name is Maria Ressa.
Okay.
She's a Nobel Peace Prize winner, and she is from the Philippines and was a journalist in the Philippines and had firsthand experience of a country going from being a democracy to a dictatorship and the rise of authoritarianism and how that impacts journalism and media and everything involved. She was charged with multiple crimes. She was imprisoned for a period of time, and yet she's out and she speaks passionately. But what I found very interesting, and it applies to all of it, like this is not a sides thing. So like take your anger out and just think about it from a standpoint of what these are doing to all of us and the information that exists on these and how phones and the information that we have and the misinformation and the like pool of lies that we are all scrolling through every time we're on one of these is the unprecedented part. Like bad times are not unprecedented. Political anger and fighting and infighting is not unprecedented, but we've never quite understood just how powerful this is and the long-term impact. And she put it in a really fascinating way of like, we're at the precipice of either Armageddon or apocalypse. And like Jon Stewart was like, you're a pretty optimistic person. I can't believe you're using words like apocalypse or Armageddon. And she said, yes, my optimism comes from thinking that we are at a time of Armageddon. Apocalypse means it's over. Apocalypse means there's no coming back. Armageddon means we still have an opportunity to fight and not physically fight. She's not asking for war, just from a standpoint of what each of us can do to try and mitigate everything that's happened with information. It's a fascinating interview. As long as we have smart, passionate people trying to explain historical context of things that have already happened and how they could be tied in with things today, I thought it was a very worthwhile thing. And it won't get the headlines. Everyone will use the monologue that Jon Stewart had and the production of that. But the interview was awesome, and it was worth staying up for last night, along with all of the WNBA action. So, on that note, enjoy your trip, CJ. I hope you have a really great time.
Thank you.
And I look forward to hearing about it on Monday. And I hope you get your burrito wrapped in bacon.
Why are you giving me work to do? I'm not trying to get content.
You're not getting content.
I am. You know how it is. You go through your everyday life and now you're like, oh, I need to remember this. I need to do this. I need to, instead of just partaking, I need to have names of stuff in the order of the burrito and all of these shenanigans.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Free yourself.
No, you won't. You don't want to free me.
This can be so simple.
Give me my freedom papers, Jessica Benson. I want my freedom papers.
Let me find them. I misplaced. Okay, let me frame this for you. Monday rolls around. I'm gonna take the burden off. Monday. CJ, how was your weekend?
Good.
Good. I ate a killer burrito. I went to a buffet and I made it back here. Okay, great. I won't even ask you what your favorite song was. And if you want to add it, you can. But you don't have to. I just want you to freely enjoy.
I forget I'm out there for that damn concert.
The whole purpose.
Happy birthday, baby.
All right. Happy birthday. Respectfully. No one else celebrates birthdays on this show.
Everybody celebrates birthdays differently, Jessica.
I know. I would just say happy birthday.
Okay, she celebrates. So if you want to do a big to do, if you wanted to do like a surprise party for her or whatever, you could do that. If you want to throw some balloons, or bring some candies or whatever. Yeah, get him to give her a lap dance if you so choose. Like whatever you want to do.
Have a great weekend. Go Tigers, go. We'll be back on Monday to talk about it all. Bye.
Wait, Alton is watching. Hey, Alton.
You just said.